altimeter 2986, landing runways 0506 right, departing runways 0506 left, transition level 180, bird activity in vicinity of airport, advise on initial contact, you have information X-ray. Toronto Pearson Airport information X-ray, 1038 Zulu, surface wind 000 degrees, 7 knots. Visibility 15, broken 4,400 feet, overcast 7,500 feet, temperature 05 degrees, dew point -00 degrees, altimeter 2986, landing runways 0506 right, departing runways 0506 left, transition level 180, bird activity in vicinity of airport, advise on initial contact, you have information X-ray.
Air Transat 244, request IFR clearance to Glasgow Airport.
Air Transat 244, Toronto delivery, expect runway 06 left, Bird 07 departure, IPTIS transition, initial climb to 7,000 feet. Squawk 1605.
Bird 07 departure at test transition. Squawk 1605. Air Transat 244.
Air Transat 244, Rebecca correct. Contact ground 121.65 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.65 when ready for pushback or engine start. Air Transat 244. Air Transat 244, gate Charlie 28, request pushback.
Air Transat 244, Toronto ground, pushback approved. Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Air Transat 244.
WestJet 419 ready to taxi to the active.
West, Jet 419, taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 5, Alpha Kilo, Alpha, Delta, cross runway 15 left.
Taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 5 Alpha Kilo, Alpha Delta, cross runway 15 left, WestJet 419.
Air Transat 244, request taxi.
Air Transat 244, taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, therefore Alpha Juliet, Alpha, Delta, cross runway 15 left.
Taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 4 Alpha Juliet, Alpha, Delta, cross runway 15 left, Air Transat 244.
Rouge 2384 at gate 165, request pushback.
Rouge 2384, Toronto ground, pushback approved. Face south.
Pushback approved, face south, Rouge 2384.
WestJet 419, contact Toronto Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower 118.7, WestJet 419.
Air Canada 161, at gate 134, request pushback and engine start.
Air Canada 161, Toronto ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southwest, Air Canada 161.
Canada 101 at gate 128, request pushback.
Air Canada 101, Toronto ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Pushback approved, face north, Air Canada 101.
Rouge 2384, taxi for departure.
Rouge 2384, taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 8, Alpha Lima, Tango Mike, Delta, cross runway 15 left.
Taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 8, Alpha Lima, Tango Mike, Delta, cross runway 15 left, Rouge 2384.
Air Canada 161, ready to taxi to the active.
Air Canada 161, taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 6-7, Alpha Lima, Tango Mike, Delta, cross runway 15 left.
Taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 6-7, Alpha Lima, Tango Mike, Delta, cross runway 15 left, Air Canada 161.
Canada 101 request taxi.
Air Canada 101, taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 5, Alpha Kilo Alpha, Delta, cross runway 15 left.
Taxi to holding point Delta, runway 06 left, via 5 Alpha Kilo Alpha Delta, cross runway 15 left, Air Canada 101.
Air Transat 244, contact Toronto Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower 118.7, Air Transat 244. Air Transat 244, ready for departure. Runway 06 left.
Air Transat 244 Toronto Tower, wind 000 degrees 7 knots, fly heading 100, runway 06 left, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 100, runway 06 left, cleared for takeoff. Air Transat 244.
Toronto Tower, Air Canada 91 Heavy, ILS runway 06 right.
Air Canada 91 Heavy, Toronto Tower, wind 360 degrees 7 knots, runway 06 right, clear to land.
Runway 06 right, clear to land. Air Canada 91 Heavy.
Rouge 2384, ready for departure. Runway 06 left.
Rouge 2384, hold short of runway 06 left, departing traffic.
Holding short of runway 06 left. Rouge 2384.
Rouge 2384, runway 06 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait. Runway 06 left. Rouge 2384.
Air Canada 161, ready for departure, runway 06 left.
Air Canada 161, hold short of runway 06 left, departing traffic.
Holding short of runway 06 left, Air Canada 161.
Rouge 2384, Toronto Tower, wind 000 degrees 7 knots, fly heading 090, runway 06 left, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 090, runway 06 left, cleared for takeoff. Rouge 2384.
Air Canada 161, runway 06 left, line up and wait.
Runway 06 left, line up and wait, Air Canada 161.
Air Transat 244, contact Toronto departure 127.575.
Contact Toronto departure 127.575 Air Transat 244. Toronto departure, Air Transat 244, 2,800 feet.
Air Transat 244, Toronto departure identified, clear direct takeoff, resume the Verdo 7, climb to 16,000 feet.
Clear direct takeoff, resume the Verdo 7, climb to 16,000 feet, Air Transat 244.
Toronto departure, Rouge 2384, good morning, 1,900 feet.
Rouge 2384, Toronto departure identified, clear direct takeoff, resume the Verdo 7, climb to 18,000 feet.
Clear direct Delta, resume the Verdo 7. Climb to 18,000 feet, Rouge 2384.
Toronto departure, Air Canada 161, 1,700 feet.
Air Canada 161, Toronto departure identified, clear direct KEDC, resume the AVIP 7, climb to 18,000 feet.
Clear direct KEDC, resume the SF 7. Climb to 18,000 feet, Air Canada 161.
Toronto departure, Air Canada 101, 1,700 feet.
Air Canada 101, Toronto departure identified, clear direct KEDC, resume the AVIP 7, climb to 14,000 feet.
Clear direct KEDC, resume the AVIP 7. Climb to 14,000 feet, Air Canada 101.
Air Transat 244, contact Toronto Z0124.925, good day.
Centre on 124.925 Air Transat 244. Have a good morning. Toronto Centre, Air Transat 244, passing 13,500 feet for 16,000 feet.
Air Transat 244, Toronto Centre, good morning. Identified, climb to flight level 330.
Climb to flight level 330, Air Transat 244.
Air Transat 244, contact Toronto, Centre 134.25.
Contact Toronto Centre 134.25 Air Transat 244. Toronto Centre, Air Transat 244 through 15,100 feet for flight level 330 direct further.
Air Transat 244 Toronto Centre, radar contact.
Toronto Centre, Rouge 2384, through 16,100 feet for flight level 350.
Rouge 2384 Toronto Centre, identify. Target 1574 Heavy, Toronto Centre. Expect Capital 5 with the MSFS transition, runway 32.
Expect Capital 5 with the MSFS transition, runway 32, cartage at 1574 Heavy.
Ryanair 6 Echo Juliet, London Control. Expect Brooklands Park 1 X-ray, runway 04.
Expect Brooklands Park 1 X-ray, runway 04, Ryanair 6 Echo Juliet.
Air Transat 244, contact Scottish Control 119.875, bye-bye.
Contact Scottish Control 119.875 Air Transat 244. Have a good evening. Scottish Control, Air Transat 244, descending via Bravo 1 Golf, flight level 132.
Air Transat 244, Scottish Control identified. Air Transat 244, contact Glasgow approach 119.1.
Contact Glasgow approach 119.1 Air Transat 244. Glasgow approach, Air Transat 244, flight level 098 with information X-ray.
Air Transat 244, Glasgow approach. Good evening, QNH 1017, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23.
QNH 1017, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23 Air Transat 244.
Transat 244, leave Linac heading 350, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23.
Leave Linac heading 350, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 23 Air Transat 244.
Transat 244, turn left, heading 005 vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 005 Air Transat 244.
Air Transat 244, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1017.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1017 Air Transat 244.
Transat 244, turn left, heading 350.
Turn left, heading 350, Air Transat 244.
Air Transat 244, turn left, heading 340.
Turn left, heading 340, Air Transat 244.
Transat 244, turn right, heading 355.
Turn right, heading 355, Air Transat 244.
Air Transat 244, turn left, heading 325, descend to 4,000 feet.
Turn left, heading 325, descend to 4,000 feet, Air Transat 244.
Transat 244, 4 miles from CF23, turn left, heading 260, maintain 2,900 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 23.
Turn left, heading 260, 2,900 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 23, Air Transat 244. Air Transat 244, established on final approach.
Air Transat 244, affirm. Air Transat 244, contact Glasgow Tower 118.805.
Contact Tower 118.805, Air Transat 244. Glasgow Tower, Air Transat 244, ILS runway 23.
Air Transat 244, Glasgow Tower, wind 250 degrees, 90 knots, runway 23 cleared to land.
Runway 23 clear to land, Air Transat 244.
Minimum. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 10. Retard. Retard. Retard.
Air Transat 244, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, Air Transat 244.
Air Transat 244, contact ground 121.705.
Ground 121.705, Air Transat 244. Air Transat 244, request taxi to company gate.
Air Transat 244, taxi to stand 28 via Foxtrot Golf, Mike.
Taxi to stand 28 via Foxtrot Golf, Mike, Air Transat 244.
Speedbird 7 uniform, ready to pick up IFR clearance to Heathrow Airport.
Speedbird 7 uniform, Glasgow Grand, expect runway 23 Longmentry Alpha departure. Squawk 6060.
Longmentry Alpha departure, Squawk 6060. Speedbird 7 uniform.
Speedbird 7 uniform, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Wilco, Speedbird 7 uniform. Speedbird 7 uniform, at gate 23 request pushback.
Speedbird 7 uniform, Glasgow Grand, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved, face west. Speedbird 7 uniform. Speedbird 7 uniform, request taxi to active.
Speedbird 7 uniform, taxi to holding point Bravo, runway 23 via Mike Golf Alpha Bravo.
Taxi to holding point Bravo, runway 23 via Mike Golf Alpha Bravo, Speedbird 7 uniform.
Glasgow Tower, Alpine 46 Uniform Foxtrot, ILS runway 23.
Alpine 46 Uniform Foxtrot, Glasgow Tower, continue.
Wilco, Alpine 46 Uniform Foxtrot.
EZ545 Alpha, monitor ground 121.705.
Ground 121.705, EZ545 Alpha, have a good evening.